afternoon. Today's video, I'm talking about attachment, and this has come from lots of requests actually, because when I do talk about this, there's bits of it in different videos, so I wanted to put this into a whole video. So, okay. Why does attachment to the outcome hold that thing away from us? I don't quite understand it. Obviously, I don't know what's going on here, but that seems to be the case, doesn't it? And I've spoken before about different types of attachment. You could be very attached to an outcome in your life, seeing something happen, but you may not be thinking about it 24/7. It may not be in your conscious awareness 24/7. And if it isn't, then that's not so bad. You can, if you're desperate for something, really desperate for that new job, for that house that you want to move into, you can force yourself onto the path with your desperation. Actually, you can kind of feel like, oh, I really need this to happen, I really need this to happen. But what will be happening is you will be going about your business, and because it's not a person, and that kind of attachment is quite a lot different, there will be lots of times when it's not in your conscious awareness, when you're busy doing other things. So it's a bit of a different sort of attachment. So you can force yourself onto the path because you're kind of helpless and, oh, I really want this, and then you do end up getting it. Then there's the kind of attachment that we do find with people. And the problem is with this is we tend to try to control things. And it's like with anything, if you try to take control of this unfolding, you are holding it with such a tight grip that it can't do anything. It can't flourish. It can't flow because you are trying to control it. You are a human being and you are not made to control these things. It has to be left to whatever this is. Like I've said a million times probably, I don't understand it. I don't know what this is. I have no set idea of what this is. I like to think it's quantum because that makes sense to me on some level, but I don't really know. The more you are holding on to something, the tighter grip you have of it, the less chance that it can't show up in your life the way that you want it to, because you are too busy trying to control the situation. It's your mind. Your mind is a control freak, basically, and it wants to take over because it thinks it knows best, and it will keep trying to find you ways to get this particular thing that you want in your life. Like I've said, generally that kind of attachment is much more so with people. You'll find that other things do come into your life much quicker, and with people you just feel like, oh, it's different with people. People are different because of free will, and people are not different because this is your reality. So it really doesn't matter. Everything is energy, and a person is energy, just as this table is energy, or the job is energy, or the house is energy. It's an energetic thing, and you get trapped in this energy of, it's an energy of lack, really. If you were to put a label on it, that's probably what it would be. You don't have it at the moment, so you are constantly living in that vibration, living energetically around this subject. That's what you've got going on, and that's what holds you back. So, okay, what are we going to do about that? Key is you really have to know that if you push hard at letting go, you won't be able to let go. You can't push hard at anything, and that goes with letting go as well, or absolutely anything, or happiness or positivity. If you're chasing it, sort of feeling that if energetically you're more, I don't have it, then that's how you are going to stay. So if you're looking at letting go and you keep thinking, oh, I think I'm getting a bit better, but oh, I can still feel it a bit. Now, you can sort of feel in increments. If you feel a bit better than you did, say, 2 months ago, then that's good because that's movement. You need to congratulate yourself for those things. So first of all, let's just say you are hugely attached to something at the moment and you want to know how to start letting go of it. It doesn't mean that you're letting go of the idea of it, really, of it showing up in your life, although you can do it that way. There are no rules here. It's just finding that feeling of release. That's what you're looking for. It doesn't matter how you get there. Even if you said, oh, stuff it, I'm just going to give up on that and I'm never going to bother with it again, it will still come into your life. Doesn't matter how you get to this point of letting go. So you've set the intention, first of all, I want to feel free of this feeling. I want it gone. I want to feel free of it. However, you can word it differently, but we'll start from that point. So that's your intention. Feel that intention going into, I like to call it source mind these days because that just feels really good to me. I like that. So it's me, but it's source, where everything is connected. That's your intention. You don't have to do anything else now. You've set that intention. So that's the first thing that you've done. The second thing you need to do is to say to yourself, I now release the need to let go. I release the need to let go, because the need to let go can drive you crazy, and the need to let go means that you'll never get to let go. So you have to just drop that need and say to yourself, at the moment, this bit of attachment is probably where it should be. It's probably right for the situation. It's not going to last forever. So, but don't overly talk to yourself, because again, you don't want to try to push this. So try to get a different perspective on it. Now look at things this way. Since you've been wanting this and looking at law of attraction videos and looking at manifesting videos and law of assumption, whatever it is that you follow, have you gained something? Do you know something that you didn't know before? Do you know that you can, and have you brought other things into your life? And have you done this? You bring other things into your life and you think, oh, that's great, but that's not that, that's brilliant. I can do this, but I can't do that. It's completely the wrong energy there. And so energetically, you're just feeling annoyed that you've managed to get these things, but not this thing. But you have to turn that around and you have to go, but I've done this. How cool is that? I did that. If I did that, I could do anything. And just remind yourself, so give momentum to what you have done, positive momentum to what you have done instead of negative momentum, because you're attaching it to what you haven't done. So you need to turn your mindset around. So change your perspective on this. You know more now than you did. You are able to create all kinds of amazing things because you know about this. Okay, yes, this thing you are a little bit attached to still, or a lot attached to still, but that will get better. Once you've decided and made that firm decision that you need to let go of it and you want to let go of it, then that's the start, because that means that you've come to a point in your mind where you think, I'm done with this feeling. I don't want this feeling anymore. Whatever, I do not want this feeling anymore. So that is an intention. But to get clarity on that and really let it sink in there, you don't have to do anything else. Don't keep saying it to yourself every single day, because then you're just backing up that you're not feeling that at the moment. So don't do that. You only need to do it once. You let it go in there. Then you think about that thing that you want and you think, what around that do I think could be holding that back? What do I have deep fears that it's gonna, if I get it, it's gonna go? What is it that's kind of propping this up? What is underneath it? What is the foundation? Because the foundation needs to be strong. So your foundation is going to be a bit wobbly if you've got a great deal of fear there. So look at that and be honest and go, yeah, I have fear that if I get it, it's going to go again, and I don't quite know how I'm going to handle it, and I want it, but do I want it? I'm not sure. Whatever it is, write it down and have a clear sentence for it. So what it is. And then you say, and this is another intention, so you can set as many intentions as you like. I intend to dissolve the feeling of fear around, if it's a person or whatever it is, around this. That's an intention. Do the same, feel it go in there. It's gone to source mind. You don't need to do anything else. And do that with every little thing, even the tiniest little things. Now, some things you will feel an instant shift, and some things you might think, well, I don't know if that's done anything, but don't overthink it. Just don't worry about it, because what will happen is in a week or two, you'll think, oh, I think I feel a little bit different. So that is you beginning to let go, because you're getting rid of all that underlying stuff. So once that starts to disappear, then the actual desire itself doesn't seem so unattainable. When it doesn't seem so unattainable, you don't have so much attachment to it. It's when it seems unattainable that we have a huge amount of attachment to it, because we kind of feel like we can't really have it. So if we hold on to it tight, then at least we've got a chance. But no, it's the other way around. But I totally get it. Once we let it go, imagine this. Imagine you're throwing a boomerang, for example. You throw it. What does it do? It comes back to you. And that's what this is. You need to release that desire, release that attachment in some way or other, so that it can come back to you, providing you know that. And the key is not trying too hard to let go. I mean, that is the main point I'd like to make here. Don't chase letting go, because it's just like chasing anything, like I just said earlier. Sorry, I know I'm repeating myself here, but that is the most important point with this. Then what you can do, if you have a go at this, you may not be able to do it right away, but you might be able to do it in a couple of weeks when you've let this sink in. You grab a hold of yourself kind of internally in your mind, grab a hold of yourself and just force yourself onto that road of release. You say, no, I'm not having this anymore. This is where I'm going. And you kind of physically, well, no, you don't physically feel it, you mentally feel it, and it almost feels physical. When I do it, I really feel some power behind it, and you force yourself onto it. You'll still think, oh, I don't expect that's done anything, because that's, again, it's your mind, your controlling mind trying to bug you and get in there and tell you that you're being deluded and all of that. But don't worry about that. But if you forced yourself like that and you felt that momentum behind that, even if it's shifted and gone away from you within a few seconds, it doesn't matter. You put yourself on that path. And things will happen, or you'll see something online and you'll really resonate with it. Oh my God, yeah. Or you'll wake up tomorrow morning, for example, and think, I don't think I feel quite so bad, or maybe a week or so. But it won't really be that long if you allow it. The problem with detachment is one, we're a bit scared of it because we really do think that if we do detach completely, we'll never get that thing. And that again is a rational mind thing, because it seems rational, doesn't it? It seems right that if we let go of something, we won't get it. But we still want it, we still have the desire for it, so it isn't going anywhere. And whatever you've done manifestation-wise will come into play, and you'll see that show up. And you'll see people say things that you've imagined and stuff when you're released on it, when you're more released on it, and then you'll think, oh wow, and you'll realise that none of that was in vain. But there does come a point when we have to put our mental health and well-being first. And when we are really hugely attached to something, it's like, I said this to someone the other day, it's like a splinter. We have a splinter that we can't get out, and we keep trying to pick it out with tweezers and we can't get it. You know, when you've got that really annoying splinter that you really can't get out, and you end up pulling your skin instead of the splinter and all that. That's what it's like. So we need to, if you left a splinter, if you just left it, it would work its way free. Splinters do that, you know, they don't need us to pull at them. We just, when we see one, we want it out right away, but we don't have to do that. We can just let it come out naturally. So once you've set the intention of wanting this release and really feeling the desire to have this release and be more detached, that is the key. Just going to give you one more tip. And this is stuff to put together, but it's more a feeling thing, isn't it? It's not a technique, it's just another power word, and you know how much I like power words. So there are two words you can use. Fearless, because when you're fearless, you feel like you can do anything and achieve anything, and you're not scared of anything. And the word detachment. Fearless will have loads of momentum behind it because it feels like a really powerful word. Detachment is much more subtle, it's much more calm, sort of, you probably won't feel too much when you say it, but that's fine, because words have a vibration, they have an energy. Even if you can't really, you probably will feel it with fearless, but they all have it, and they have it dependent on what the word is. So how you feel about fearless, what you feel fearless is, will give you quite a strong feeling, but detachment is much milder, but it will be there because you get the feeling dependent on what that word means to you. So you just say those words to yourself. What I wouldn't suggest that you do is, you're feeling really bad and then you go in detachment, detachment, detachment. Don't do that, because that won't work, because you're just fighting with the resistance. Get up in the morning, say fearless first of all, and then as you're having your breakfast, say detachment, detachment. You might say it a couple of times. A bit later on in the day, do it again. Do it again. To be honest, if you're saying fearless quite often, you are really going to start detaching fairly quick. I've been practicing this stuff with various different clients over the time, so I know what works better and what doesn't, and what kind of resonates with people and doesn't. It's been good actually, because I think a lot more of my content is based around this these days. So I'm getting a lot more people come to me in order to let go, and they might start off wanting to let go in order to get a person, but they don't. By the end of the sessions, they just want to let go. They just want to feel good, and then things start happening for them. But they've got to the point where they think, do you know what, if it never happens, I just want to feel good. I want to live my life without this splinter. Okay, I want the splinter to work its way loose. So that's it. I really hope that was useful, and hopefully I've got that all in one video, and you will really be able to use this to move forward if you've got to that point where you really, really feel, I'm feeling trapped and stuck and I need to move. How can I do it? This is awesome, because this will I tell you what will happen, all kinds of things will start happening in your life, and you will then have the choice. The choice will be yours whether you want this thing or not its choice, because at the moment it kind of feels like whatever it is has the choice and you're just waiting for it to choose you, but you will see it the other way around, honestly. Okay, in my experience. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I'm an author, my books are listed below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. I really appreciate it. It's growing quite fast, which is great. There is still availability on my website for Zoom coaching. I haven't got loads of dates available in August, but if you don't see any dates that suit you and you've got a particular date in mind, do ask me the question, because if I can accommodate you, I will, depending on what the timing is and what I'm doing at the time. I also offer email coaching, which is just £75 for a month's worth of email coaching, which is proving hugely popular, even more popular than the Zoom course, because I think people find that ongoing support from that which they like. If you want to book more than, let's say you want to book 3 months worth, then do speak to me. Don't do a month and then another month and then another month, because you will miss out on some discounts. If you talk to me, you will have to pay it up front, but I will give you quite a significant discount if you decide to go for 3 months over. And even if you wanted to I do a set 1 month and 3 months, but even if you wanted to go for 2 months, I would arrange something with you, and it would be cheaper than doing, because I do get a lot of people going, no, I just want a month, just saying that they want the month, and they come to the end of the month and it goes quick, a month, and then they buy another month. So there are savings to be made. And that's that. Thank you so much for watching.